Hey friends, it's Jennifer. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm back today with card number 9, and I have used the prompts, and the two that I have pulled out for this card are construction paper and the oval shape. Prompts are just things that I make up, shapes, colors, random things, and cut them into strips with the thing on there, like yarn or just whatever I can think of, and I draw them out of the jar. And so I went back to doing that for the month of February. And of course, I have my ovals here. These are oval stamps. That's what I decided to use. The theme for February is purple, pink, reds, Valentine colors. And so I chose my construction paper to be those colors. I've also additionally chose these purplish, pinkish tabs to go on the card somewhere. And so I'm not really sure, but I had both of those. So I just thought I would show you those. I'm using a blue-violet color for this card. And I'm just going to take my paintbrush and paint on the printed side of the cereal box. And I'm going to dry that with my heat gun. You don't have to dry it with a heat gun, but I chose to. And then I'm going to add a second coat of paint on here just to make sure all of those spots are covered up. And I'm going to dry that with my heat gun. And here you can see the card is pretty much covered up. You can't really see anything. So you can use packaging that you have at your house for that to use for any type of project like this. You can find ways to cover it up. So here I've got the construction paper here, and I'm just going to place it onto the card at a diagonal. I'm using glue here to, with my paintbrush, I'm just smearing it on there with my paintbrush to lay it down there. And then I'm putting, of course, glue on top of the first strip to adhere the second strip to, and on and so forth. And now I'm just giving it a good coat with whatever I have left on there. Paint I have, not paint, glue I have on my brush. And I'm just taking my scissors and now I'm going through and I'm trimming off all of the excess there. I'm going to dry it with my heat gun. And I'm going to take my Crop-A-Dile on the 1/2 inch setting and I'm just going to crop those edges. You can also do it with scissors and something round you can draw on there and do it. So now here's where I'm taking these tabs, and I've decided to go with this pinkish purple color just because I feel like if I use that purple color it matches too much with the purple construction paper. And I'm using a VersaFine ink in the color Bluebell. And I'm going to, normally I just stamp the number on the card, but because this tag is longer, I'm going to stamp the word card 9 on here. So that's what you're going to see me doing. You can write with it if you don't have a stamp set. You can just write with the card. If you use an ink though, or in this situation with this as well, if you use an ink pen, you will need to use a workable fixative if you're going to put any other elements that may be watery on top of it so that it won't run. Here you can see I'm inking my tab here before I attach it to my page. A workable fixative is something that you can get in the art section. It's not necessarily called a workable fixative. It can be any type of varnish as long as it says that you can rework it on the bottle. Then it will work to preserve that ink that you've put down on there. You can use clear gesso, but if once you run that paintbrush over that ink, it can smear it there. So that's the reason I choose to use a spray. So now I'm going to use my oval And I'm going to use this VersaFine ink, and I'm going to ink up this oval, and I'm just going to stamp it down on the card. At this point, I really have no idea what I'm doing as far as the structure of the card. I just know that I'm going to use the prompts, and I'm going to go with it. So here you see me using another oval and just stamping on the card. And I have this piece of scrapbook paper. It has writing on it, and it's red, and I really like it with the script on it. So I'm just tearing those edges there, and I'm just trying to place it on the card. I'm going to ink up the edges first. And I've decided to do this little fold in it. Again, I don't know why. I just liked it. And so now I'm going to glue it down, just using my paintbrush to smear that glue on the back of that piece of paper. So now I'm going to take another oval stamp. Now I've decided to stamp on top of that little flip down piece there. And you can see here I am spraying it with a matte finish because I plan to use ink, alcohol inks on here with some blending solution, and I don't want those inks that I have stamped already previously to run, because they will. So I'm just using some gold here, gold metallic ink, and just dropping some drops on there. And now I'm going to use some purple to drop some drops in with that. And now here's the blending solution, and this is what will make it run all over the card. And if I hadn't sprayed with a spray before that, those oval shapes and the ink that I had put down previously would run. But as you can see, those are not running. The only thing that is running is the alcohol ink that I just dropped on there, which is what I wanted. So now I'm going to dry that with my heat gun, and I'm going to take it to my sewing machine, and I'm going to sew around the edges. And there it is. I'm going to snip my stitches, and I'm going to ink around the card. And here it is. You can see with that little flip out, flip down. I think that is so cute. And now I'm going to write on the back of the card as well. I do this because I have had pieces fall off of the cards before, and then I don't know what's what. So I always write on there what card it is and the date. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and maybe it inspires you to make your own cards. See you next time.